Hello, sunshines. How art thou? How art thou? How are we doing this evening? How are you? Victoria, Edna, Vivian. You're around with the Diva. I have to I'm trying to get it together. I have some things I had needed to do today. And yeah, this is really like a day that scared the living daylights out of me. If you saw the show yesterday, the podcast yesterday with Lamone, then you would know today probably why I feel the way I felt and had the craziest day. But yeah, so we lost the cat. I mean, in the house. If you know what cats are and you know how cats are, they like to hide when they're not used to you. So yeah, I lost the cat 10 o'clock in the morning. Now, like how I am, I guess I was a nervous wreck. That's why my friend gave me the little thing that she gave me while I was on live yesterday and I didn't know. But she decided I guess, was up all night, but I, like a new mommy, was up every 2 hours. And every 2 hours, I'm literally going in there to check on her. And she's looking at me like, leave me alone. I don't, leave me alone. And she just stared at me and kept on doing what she was doing. She was no problem, but she stayed underneath the bed in my son's room. Just stayed under the bed. Then, it was like 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, okay, let me go check on her again. I went in there, looked under the bed, she wasn't there. Looked around the room, she wasn't there. I'm like, I'm looking in the closet, she wasn't there. We looking all over the house. I was like, okay, calm down. Everybody's telling me she finds crazy hiding spots. That's what cats like to do, find hiding spots. So maybe she found a hiding spot, and I said, okay, I'm gonna leave her alone. Maybe she's gonna sleep, because every time I looked at her every 2 hours, she was up. Found her. That was 10 o'clock. We found her around 5 o'clock. So 5 hours later, yeah. Actually, longer than 5 hours later. Yeah, because it was 10 o'clock in the morning the last time I saw her, and then 5 o'clock in the evening. That was a long, busy day for like a work day. That's a work day. We was literally, I'm like, I had to call my son to come here and help me find her. His girlfriend found her exactly where I said. I said, she has to be in that room. She has to be in the room. Where is she at? And she was in the room. But what she was like, you know how it's a closet on top of the closet? Yeah, but see, I didn't think, like, how the heck can she get up there? She just got down. She just got down. So I'm like, how did she get up there? She found a way. She got up there because everybody kept saying, "There's no way, there's no way, there's no way she in there." But my son girlfriend, she's like that with animals. She stood on top of the bed on the headboard and looked up, and she goes, "She's right there. She's right there, chillaxing." I'm like, we're going crazy. There's no windows open. So I'm like, where could she be? Where she found a hiding spot? Well, that's her hiding spot now, all the way up there. No one can see her unless you stand on top of the headboard of the bed. That's the only way you can see her. Other than that, you would not be able to see her because she's so far in the corner, and it's a deep closet. So she's like far in there. So even if we stood all the way back and looked it up, you can't see her. So that's why we kept saying she's not in here. She's not in here. But yeah, that was my day. And then after she found her around 5 o'clock, I was able to relax. So I was able to like, okay, woosah, but still, I'm like, this has been what, 24 hours now that she's been here, so I'm still trying to let her get to know us and whatever. Okay, so we are uh waiting for Miss Lala, but her camera is going in and out. So that's who I'm waiting for. She actually right now she's like, I don't know if you see me. I can see you and I can hear you, but you can't see me. I couldn't see her, so she's trying to come in. I can't stand when technology do that. That's crazy. But yeah, it's been crazy. Crazy. The last 24 hours, I haven't had a cat since my oldest was 4 years old, maybe 5. So this is all new to us again. And I had cats almost every single year, like my whole entire childhood and whatever. But this one I decided to do because my youngest never really had pets. One fish that I just found out yesterday that he did something to. um Miss Lala, do you see me? I can't see you. It says device not connected. It says device not connected. Oh, she's trying. She's trying to get in here. I don't know. Sometimes when I even myself try to get into this StreamYard, it's kind of hard if your camera is not connecting to it. And then it won't even let me get to this part because there's another part down there. But this part is not even going to let me get to that part if my camera or my microphone is not working. So that could be the reason. But yeah, so she, I guess, is getting familiar with the household and staying away from us, staying far away from us.
Finally.
Yes.
It kept giving me all kinds of grief, and I'm not techie savvy, so I was getting emotional. I was like, no, you not.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
finally. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you so much for having me on the show, girl.
No problem, no problem. I like to hear.
Thank you. I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
No,
You
no.
know my
I'm
hair.
trying to be like Lala.
I had to do it in purple. That's my favorite color. So
Purple is mine too.
that's why we're here.
That's why we here. Purple is my favorite color. I love purple. Like that's
Well,
Diva
welcome to
colors.
my humble abode. I want to usher you in, like we at church. Usher you in. What's up, girl?
What is going on?
You see me sitting I'm in my bed just chilling.
Just
Listen,
chilling.
listen, just chilling and crochet, working on this little bald head baby.
Oh my gosh, you are so good with them dolls. I cannot even think of doing a doll.
Yes, you can.
No, I can't.
If you can make a hat, my motto is if you can make a hat, you can make a doll.
So I believe in you could do whatever you want to do. I don't want to do a doll.
I hear you, girl. I don't want to do apparel, but I love gazing at your stuff and having dreams and aspirations, saving the photos of your stuff, saying one day when I grow up, you know.
Oh,
So I will do it. I've done apparel, but not like you. Like not like the with the graph hand girl. I did little cutesy stuff on blankets. No.
oh,
So you listen.
oh.
Every time I see your stuff, I make sure I tell people, I know her, y'all.
Stop playing. You
No, I
are
do.
funny.
I don't know if you see your posts or when your pictures be floating around and they don't put credit for you. I be like, I know her. Excuse me.
Oh, get out of here. I don't even know because when I'm on social media, I literally go on social media just to post. I
I
don't
do too. I'll
scroll.
post and move. I hear you.
Yeah.
If it just so happen to be at the top of my feed, and I'm gonna be honest with you, what I have been doing lately is if I post in a group, prior to me posting in the group, I just almost like I'm on a Price is Right, and I try to love down a few posts,
Yeah.
pay my homage,
Yep.
pay my respects,
Yep.
and then I'm like, y'all check this out. By the way, y'all check this out.
Yep.
And then
That's
I do my
exactly what I
post.
do.
So I do see your work sometimes, and people be like, "Oh, this is nice. Who is this?" Well, I said, "That's CreativeStitchNDiva. It's
Aww.
me." I do it with all of the worker, all crochet doll designers, not even doll designers, but crochet artists, fiber artists. Period. Because even knitters, I know their work sometimes. If I know your work, then
Mm-hmm.
I know who that is, or I know who the originator is, because as you know, people will pretend it's theirs. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's hers.
Yeah. I even
That's
had someone take a picture of mine. Like, I put my logo on it, but
hmm
what they did was cropped out my logo. And I'm like,
hmm
this is so funny. You did all of that to crop out my logo, put hers on top.
honey,
I'm like,
they
what?
play too much. I had gone to one of those Asian websites, not AliExpress, but I have found my patterns up there, or a doll I made, and they say that there sometimes I don't create a doll to sell. It'd be just a pattern, and then I throw it in the shop. They literally will take your photo and say, "Oh, we can make this for $25, or we can make this
No.
19." Listen, Anika knows, because me and her had this discussion. And every time I find people pictures, it was hers too. Her stuff was up there too. It was an Asian website. They had pictures of my doll, talking about they could make it for $25. Tell
What?
daddy. Yep, $25. They had my picture, and then this is the big kicker, honey. They took off my watermark. Please close the door.
That's
They took
exactly
off
what
the
they
watermark.
do. Yes.
And I just was having this discussion in a group, not really a discussion. I just commented, some female, she created something, and she was like, "Oh, I finally started using my watermark, blah 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 blah." And I said, "Well, I just want to tell you, from one designer to another, they're gonna take it off. So sometimes I have a watermark on mine, sometimes I don't. I just gave up trying to make sure I put it on
Yep.
there, because they know how to take it off.
Yep.
It was clean too." I said, "Wait a minute, they straight took my
Yeah.
take it off." Mhm.
They know how
And
to do all of that.
it's really hard when it's in another country. It's really difficult. There's really nothing that you can do,
Yep. It's sad because
Mhm.
they probably are producing the work, but it's not gonna be exactly
It's
like yours.
subpar. No, they
Mm-hmm.
can't do what we do. They can't do
Mm-mm.
what I do. They can't do what you do. No, ma'am. Nobody
Mm-mm.
can do what you do, and nobody can do what I do.
Nope.
So you definitely know it's not going to be the work. First of all, they don't even have the material. So their yarn is not even. Listen, I'm one that travel. I purchase yarn all around the world. The yarn is not as good quality. First of all.
Oh.
It's not. It's not. It's very limp. It has no body to it. It's not. And then you got to keep in mind, because of course, crochet, you know that there's no machine. So they're slapping together. It's very loose. It's very wonky. It's not, the stitches are not clean, especially when it comes to a doll. The stitches have to be very clean. I mean, there's
Yep.
room for error when it's a blanket or something like that, but not when it's a doll. You can't have doll guts hanging out.
Exactly. Exactly. What made you start doing dolls?
Well, I started actually in 2000. My daughter was born in 2010, so it was around 2009. I was pregnant and I wanted a doll. And I looked up and I saw Princess and the Pea doll by Lean Green Bean, and I wanted that doll. I contacted her through Tumblr, and she told me she had a 6-month waiting list. I was like, "Ooh, hold on! I want the doll to be here when my daughter is here."
Yeah.
So I said to myself, you've been crocheting for a long time, girl. Just go ahead and do it. So the first one was very irregular. Only a designer could love it. It was not. It was horrible. The neck was wonky. It was just all busted. And I just expounded from there. The first time I did it, I just thought symmetrically, a hat is kind of round. And that's why I always say to people when they say, "Oh, I wish I could do it," or have the desire to do it. I'm like, can you make a hat? If you can make a hat, you can make a doll. And it just took trial and error, but that was the first time that I created a doll, and I just kept trying. And by the third one I did, I was ready to actually show it to the public. you know.
Aw.
And my daughter brought it to church. She wasn't even one yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? She was like, the doll was almost the same size as her at the time. And we went to church, which was funny. Funny enough, we went to church and everybody was looking at us. And I was like, yo, I know we cute. We cute. We always dress alike. So my husband had on this salmon pink shirt and he had on this blazer with a salmon pink dragon on the back. Like, he looked really handsome and he had his black slacks on, and my son had his salmon pink shirt on with his tie. And you couldn't tell me none. I had my salmon pink shirt with my black skirt on. My daughter, she had a salmon pink vest and it was fur.
Oh.
And I was like, they looking at my baby. I know she had her bows in her hair. You know, I was a little baby girl. But little did I know, they was looking at that doll. And they was looking at that doll, which was beautiful because everybody kept looking back. And then when the sermon was over, everybody was like, Sister LaShonda, where you get that doll? Where'd you get that doll from? I'm like, I made it. Like, it's no big deal. I made it. And they were like, no way, are you serious? Oh, you gotta make me one. And it just exploded from there. Next thing you know, I was making all these dolls for the people in church. And they was like, you should do a Facebook page. You should do this. And at the time, I was Lala's Custom Crochet. And it just grew from there.
Lala's Custom Crochet?
Yep, that was my Facebook group. I did. Mm-hmm.
So you did Graphkins, right?
I did some, not like you. Not like that cutesy ones. Like I did like a quick like Winnie the Pooh one I did. I did one of names and stuff like that. I was showing everybody, oh, this is what you do with Stitch Fiddle. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to show people stuff, giving all my wisdom nuggets. And then I jumped away from that. And then next thing you know, dolls took over. Because my thing was blankets and hats and scarves and booties and baby sweaters. That was my thing. And then next thing you know, dolls just took over. Everybody was like, I want a doll, I want a doll, I want a doll, I want a doll.
So that was you back in the days. Like
I was Lala's Custom Crochet.
Because I'm like, Lala, that sounds familiar. Because everything Graphkin, I know, especially back there. There's another black girl back there. Yeah, there's not too many black girls doing Graphkins back then. At all. And this was before your daughter, right? Or your daughter was younger?
It's around the time she was born. So it was around 2010. No, my son was born in 2010. So it was around 2011, around that time.
Yep, that's exactly when I was doing Graphkins, 2011. Isn't that something?
Ain't that crazy? Yeah, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yes. Yeah, and I didn't know how to read patterns. I just remember my grandmother called a double crochet a long, and she called a single crochet a short. She called a half double crochet a medium. So when she taught me, I did not know the proper terminology. I just knew when I wanted a corner, what to do. When I wanted to look a certain way, what stitch to use. So for years, I couldn't read patterns. Like I just started reading patterns maybe 3 years ago. I could not read patterns. Yeah, only like 3 years ago. It was recent. I did not know how to read. I did not know how to read patterns. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. My grandmother would say, "Oh, if you wanted to look like this, you make a long one, and then you make a short one, and that's what I learned: long one, short one, long, a medium one, and then
long, medium, and short. That's what you. I'm gonna use that.
She did say chain, though. She did say chain.
Long, medium, short, and a chain.
Yup. And I just started expounding from that, and then I fell in love with Tunisian crochet, and I was just like, I like it here. Like I fell in love with it, and I started making stuff with that. And then when I actually got certified, I picked it up again, and actually Anika and I were in class together, and I was like, this is my favorite. She was just like, oh Lord. But it was fun. It was fun. You know, I was like, this is my favorite. And someone that was in the class with us gave me a book, which was really nice. She was like, you really like it like that? I was like, yes, this is my favorite stitch. You know, I'm back in love. I haven't done this in so long. Like it felt so good to do it because I'm always doing dolls now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I am with my Graphkins. I'm always doing blankets, maybe a scarf here and there. So now I'm trying to do a little bit more Tunisian crochet with tote bags, and I'm doing a crochet along now. So we're doing a crochet along and just basically helping people do the Tunisian crochet with a graph can.
Love it. Love
Yeah,
it. That's
yeah,
awesome. It's
yeah.
fun, especially when you see it come out. It's just like, oh, I did that. I did that.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
Yeah. So I
It's
feel
fun.
like I know you I know you more now, especially since we had a bond like in 2011 with graph games. Didn't even know it. But
No,
I
that's
remember
crazy.
the name. I do remember the name. But until like you say Miss Lala, and then you said your because I remember a group, and I always went to your group because, like I said, it wasn't a lot of black girls back then doing graph cans. So, but have you noticed from then to now? Like I noticed, there's like a shift, and
Yeah.
it's a shift, and I believe this last couple of years, it's just been so many African Americans are learning how to crochet and teaching themselves, doing YouTube University and learning how to do some things. And so now the shift is everybody who's around me or everybody who I talk to are most like me. Whereas
Right.
back then, I
It
could not
wasn't.
relate to a lot of people. So when
I
I was
agree
doing
100%.
grabs, my grabs were way different than they were now. I never really made too many African American grabs back then. Nobody.
Exactly. And mine was very pixelated, I would say, and it wasn't clean. Also, it was inspired by someone else's. It wasn't
Oh,
anything that
okay.
it would be something, a picture that I saw. It wasn't something that I just thought of my own and just said, let me create this. So
Right.
definitely that changed. And even so, as far as me creating the dolls, during that time, I only saw maybe 2 or 3 black doll makers. There was I'm trying to think of her name. Hers was really artsy and very designer. Go to your dad, please. Hers was very artsy and designer. Close the door. And so, sorry, they don't get
Yes.
it. I'm trying to be great here. No, but long story short, there were very few black doll makers. Actually, the one that I contacted for the doll for my daughter, I thought she was black. I
Oh.
actually thought she was, but she wasn't. But her doll was so phenomenal with the vampires and everything. She was super, super cute. I was like, I'm getting that for my baby. And she was like, I was like, pump the brake. Okay. All right. So, I mean, I got to make it myself, which was actually a blessing for me, for me to
Mhm.
actually and just do it. I'm like, well, you know how to crochet, girl, just do it.
Yeah.
It's definitely a shift because there were no black groups. Um, and then later on, my cousin is the one who sent me a picture of one of Aniqua's dolls. And she said, is it yours? I said, no. She said, oh my God, there's another black woman that makes crochet dolls. I said, girl, where's she at? Didn't even know she down the street, pretty much.
Get out of
Mhm.
here.
Yeah, she lives in the Bronx and I live in Queens.
I could tell you from New York. I could tell the accent.
Yep, she lives in the Bronx and I'm in Queens. So yeah. So it was just like, what? Girl, where you at? Okay, let's hook up. Let's connect. Yeah, so yeah, it was really like that. And then through her I met Yolanda. So I had no idea. I not that I thought that I didn't think I was the only one. It's just that I didn't see them. Even
Right.
when you Google and you would put African American doll or black crochet doll, there would be black crochet dolls, or dolls, I should say, created in brown yarn, but they were not black artists, which
Right.
was interesting. Every time I did my little research, I was like, oh, that's interesting. All right. And then, I just like, wow. So, yeah, but like I said, there were
Oh.
2 artists that I was familiar with. I know one was Deborah Pounds, but she does not crochet. She makes cloth dolls. So that
Okay.
looking. And it was another, I just can't think of her name off the top. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of her. But there were not that many I didn't know of that I knew of,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
hmm
Well, that was like that. I was like that with not just Graphgans, but anything period.
Everything. And with crochet period, even in the groups, I'm like, man, we need a black group. What's going on? What?
Yeah.
And then the rules were crazy. And then, was kind of a funny atmosphere. You post your stuff and it was just
Mhm.
like, okay, they don't like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly how it was, and it got to the point where I was like, "All right, I need to do some kind of something a little different," because I got into the like regular, like everything was just so ordinary, and
Uh,
it wasn't, and I was getting bored with it. And then I even told my friend, I was like, "I'm not doing graph games anymore. I'm not doing it.
oh
I'm just gonna
wow. You
doing."
said you
I said I was
quit.
gonna go into clothes, and that didn't work out. That ain't work out at all. I keep that one right there
That's
because
beautiful.
thank you, but that's it.
That's
I,
it. You said that's
that
it.
was hard.
It's no joke. It's no joke. It's actually, what is your passion? Like, a lot of people, when they think crochet, they think of, I'm just saying, for people who aren't familiar with crochet, they think
Mhm.
blankets, they think of shawls.
Yep.
They don't realize how broad it could be, from apparel to accessories. They don't think outside of the box like that.
Yep.
And when you meet someone that crochets, you may not necessarily do the same thing. And people don't get that. There'll be people, like my husband, he saw this lady on the train crocheting, and she was just like, oh, yeah. She was making a bathing suit, I think, at the time. And he was like, "Oh, my wife crochets. You should look her up. You should check her out." And so then she was like, "Oh my God, I found her page. Oh, what?" She said to him, "Wow, wait a minute." She's like, "I never thought of making a doll." And isn't that something? She's been making bathing suits for years.
Oh
And she's
wow.
never considered of make. And listen, I've been making dolls. You might as well say for years now. I never considered making a bathing suit, and I don't want to.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to do that. I did it once. I don't want to do it again.
No, it's not it's all about keeping it fun. This is what I do full time. So,
Mhm.
it's not just my job, but it's my hobby. It's my place of peace, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense because
Mhm.
I use crochet because I had depression. I was a breast cancer survivor. I'm a breast cancer survivor. So
Oh,
that
praise God.
was
Mhm.
yes, like I'm like, this is a new life. I'm gonna love it. It's abundant now. So I'm like, I'm just gonna keep on doing what I'm doing. And I live for law of attraction. Every word I speak is positive. So now my life has changed different from that back then 2011 Shauna, who just literally stayed in the bed and didn't really do too much. But now
Mhm.
I find purpose. I find things that is like, wow, I'm so happy that I'm able to see it,
Man.
be here. So it's a difference, but I knew what that difference was. It was an old relationship. But once
Mm.
he left, it was like, wow, I found me again. And I found that I could do this and I could do that. And man, and it's just so different now. It's like really, really, really different. I love
Yeah.
life now. I love it. So yeah, crochet definitely is something that I am trying to do with younger people because sometimes younger people
Mhm.
don't know. The younger people today are not how it was when we were younger. It's like they're not strong.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. They're very fragile.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes I think part of that is, I think that their next generation will be stronger, if that makes sense, because it's almost like a role reversal. Our parents' generation, they were tough.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They were tough, and that made us tough. And then
Yep.
we kind of like were more docile with them, and we loosened up on the
Yes.
reins. We weren't as, you know what I'm saying,
Yes.
aggressive parenting, if you will. Um, so I think that kind of make them a little soft, if that makes sense. That's even for me. I'm a veteran, and I find out all this new stuff they're doing now. I'm like, you gonna do that
Oh.
in the army? This one, oh, he was yelling. I'm looking at these things online, and then he was yelling in my face. I'm like, that's what they do in the military, sweetheart. That's that's
Oh.
that's how that's supposed to go. That's how it's supposed to go. But people are softer now, so I totally get what you're saying. I do teach. I actually teach. Well, I used to. I'm gonna say, before the pandemic, I used to go to the different schools, I used to do workshops, crochet workshops. That. And it was fun. It was fun. You have every now and then just one star student that just takes off. And
Mhm.
that's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. You're 9 years old. That's when I started. and you take off like that, it's just like, oh, well, that's me, you me, I'm you.
Yes, right? Well, I just want to say thank you for your service. I mean, I was
Thank
scared when my
you.
son said he was going into the service. I was
Hmm.
so scared. But then
Yeah.
I thought about it and I'm like, if this is what he want to do, just let him do it. But then he got accepted into this college and then he went into football. So then it was like, I'm going to do this. So he did that, and I was like, "Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you." But
I know you.
I appreciate those who are out there and they
Hmm.
risk our lives because I do have family members. Actually, a family member now is paying because she's a vet too. She's paying for my son because when he said, "If I can't get into college, I'm going to the service," and she said,
Hmm.
"Although I love the service, I want you to do what you want to do, and you want to go to college." So she pays his
Hmm.
as long
Oh.
as he do what he needs to do, go to his
Hmm.
classes, make good grades, and he's graduating in May.
He
So
has he has no excuse. He has a wonderful support system. Look at
he
that.
has an excellent support system. Excellent. He got
Awesome.
aunts went to college, his mom went to school. Like he has everybody
Hmm.
around him who's rooting for him. So
Hmm.
that's why I'm so proud of him. He's 21. Never had to worry about him going to jail.
Oh.
I never had to worry about him doing anything, illegal. Yeah, he's a knucklehead and he get on my nerves sometimes, but
Hmm.
I really cannot complain. Like he bought me a cat for my birthday. I was just
Oh.
talking about
Was
the
that
cat.
the one you were talking about? The one that you
Yes,
had signed? See, I was here, but for some reason, whenever I would go in, it kept telling me that it says your settings for your mic and camera is not compatible
that's
or
what it's
something
telling me.
crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
So
what
I
it's
just
telling
went
me.
through and yeah, I was like, no, why is it doing that? So I had to keep coming out and go back in. But we did it. We here.
We got it. Yeah. So
Mhm.
I
I'm
want to
so
know.
proud of your son, even though I don't know him. I'm proud of him. That's
Oh,
awesome.
thank you. I'm
That
like,
is
we
awesome.
graduated. We
Listen,
graduated. I went to the 4 years with him.
okay. I know that's right. Listen, I'm all for it. Listen. He winning. I'm winning. That's baby. You know what I'm saying? That
I'm
baby.
like,
I'm
what
sorry, my
the hell? She
camera.
smacked the I thought you smacked the camera. You
It's
that
disrespectful. Disrespectful.
happy?
I hit it
Yeah,
by.
I'm
I hit the
proud of
thing
him.
by accident. Yeah, but no, that's awesome. That's a big deal, and I think that's a wonderful that you guys are supporting him like that. You know.
Yeah, like I wish I had somebody to pay my car payment.
Mhm.
I
I
mean,
know that's right.
I would have did
When I was in the
straight.
military, listen, when I was in the military, I remember when I first went in, I was at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. There's no buses, like you need a car. There's no doubt about that. And I'm coming from New York. We used to public transportation. I didn't have my driver's license. I just had my permit. So I remember going to the used car lots trying to get a car. Nobody would approve me. I didn't have no credit. It was like, no, you don't have no credit, boo. Bye. So this is me being young and immature and not having nobody having that conversation with me by letting people keep running my credit. So I already went to 3 dealerships and let them run my credit, which was the worst thing I could have did. So finally,
Mhm.
I stopped with the used car lots, and I said, you know what, I'm done. Let me go to this place and see if I can get a new car. Now, everybody else is thinking like, yo, why would you go try to get a new car if you can't get a used car? Don't you know you can't get a used car? But I'm telling you, I just said I walked in there, and we were just talking about support system. That's the whole reason why I'm bringing this up. My captain was so sweet, and he was like the best. And my first sergeant, very sweet. They were just like, they were like fathers that I never had. And they were like,
Aw.
girl, go on up there and go ahead and tell them you a veteran because I didn't think of he's like, man, you better use your VA. You better use your veteran
Yes.
status. I'm a veteran. I get paid every month. Y'all gonna get your money regardless. Like it's gonna be taken out like auto pay. And they were just like,
Yep.
you got a point. They was like, well, because you had your credit ran so many times, it doesn't look good. Da, 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 da. And then my captain, he wrote me a letter of recommendation for me to get the
Aw.
car. Like, who does that? So he did that, and they were like, here you go, come get your car. Literally, that's how it happened. And I was driving off the lot with a brand new car, and everybody was looking like, how did this rookie, this private, this brand new
What?
soldier get a brand new car? My very first car had 3 miles on it. And everybody's
What?
like, how did you do that? It was the support system because I definitely couldn't have done it by myself. They were just encouraging me, telling me to do it. The first sergeant was, listen, do you have your payments? Like, do you think you'll be able to swing it? And I was like, yeah, after the car is paid and all my bills are paid, I still would have like $250 left. He said, well, I don't like that you're only going to have $250 left. Like, you should have more money than that. But you got to keep in mind, this is in 1998. He was like, get the car, girl. Support you. If you want me to come up there, I'll drop you off. He brought me up there and got me my car. So that's my support system story, because I have so
Wow.
much love from strangers. you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
funny how the universe works. You don't necessarily always get the support system from family, but God just always sent me somebody. It just was
Mhm.
fulfilling, and I'll never forget that moment of me pulling up to my command and everybody saying, "Who car you driving?" I was like, "Mine."
That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling because I always had used cars. I never really had a new car. I always had
That's a
used
good
cars. My
feeling.
son,
I was spoiled after that. I was like, listen, I
yeah.
can't get no, listen, I got to get me a new car. And when that one was done, I was like, oh, let me get me another new car. Let's see. Your mindset is that. And it wasn't that I was being bougie, but I remember somebody saying, oh, girl, you would save money. You get this used. I said, I don't do used cars. Acting real funny. And then like 3 years later, I wound up getting a used car anyway, though.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
my son, he got a used car. It's a
Mhm.
certified used, but he kind of sort of did everything on his own. He didn't
Mhm.
really ask me for anything. He was like, "I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get me a car," and I
Ain't
was
nothing
like,
wrong with you.
"Ain't
Somebody
nothing
else
wrong."
paid the interest. I ain't know better. I was young and dumb. Somebody else paid all the interest down off of it. And, yeah, you can get it for a low, low price and rock that baby till the wheels fall off.
Mhm. Mhm. And that's literally what he's doing.
And
Literally.
when they fall off, you put some new ones on there.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was on TikTok
Mhm.
a couple of days ago. I was on TikTok and I had saw one of your TikToks. I'm like, oh my gosh, your TikToks are always on my For You page. Like they just keep popping
Girl,
up.
oh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I be
Even like
feeling like
sometimes you
I'm shadow
don't know
banned.
that. Huh?
Sometimes I feel like I'm shadow banned.
No, 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 you're not. I swear you're not. Because I think that
Mhm.
we don't realize if our stuff is on the For You page for someone. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
don't know. There's no
Yeah,
way for us to know. I
because
started
I know
noticing
somebody
people
said
will
that to
put
me.
FY, and I was like, does that mean I was on a For You page? Is that what that FY means?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do this young stuff.
Yeah, you were definitely on mine
Well,
and
I'm
like
25,
most
but I'm just
of
saying,
them.
I'm 25.
No, sometimes you're like the first one.
Really?
I don't know if it's see, yeah, I'm not playing. Like sometimes if I just go right into TikTok, I'm not playing. That's when
That's
I think
crazy. That's awesome. But I'm like, seriously, like I'll look at my stuff, I'll post it. I'm only doing my son, my 10-year-old son is the one who told me to get on TikTok. He's like, Mommy, you should put the dolls on TikTok. I think you should do it. You said your son told you to? He was
my
like, Mommy, you should put the dolls on TikTok. I was like, I ain't doing that, boy. I ain't got time for that. That's that young stuff. Y'all have fun. Not doing it. So he's like, Mommy, oh, and he would come to me every now and then and want me to watch a video on TikTok. And I'm like, oh my God, that's funny. That's hilarious. Oh, that's cute. So then my first couple of posts was just generic. It was just, bam, here's my dolls. This is what I do. And then I realized it wasn't that type of platform. I was like, no, people are looking to be entertained.
Mhm.
They really, and that's my thing. I, I'm an actress. I haven't had a gig in. I'm an actress. This is what I like to do. I want to have fun. I'm goofy. That's who I am. So I was like, oh, let me
Mhm.
just be. This is an app I could be me.
Mhm.
So yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
cool.
because I think we started around the same time. We did. We
Yeah,
started
I did
around the
a
same
year.
time.
I just made a year. Like they did that. No, no, no. I didn't make a year. It was that year in TikTok thingy. It was only a couple of months. I think I've only been on it, what, like 6, 7 months, maybe?
Me too.
Oh, okay.
I may have had it, but I was never on it. So
Oh.
my
See, I
first
didn't know you were on there until you popped up on my For You page.
I was
That's
actually on
when
somebody's
you
For
were
You
on
page.
there.
I didn't
Uh-huh.
know I was on somebody's For You page
Yeah,
because I'm
you popped up on my
not
For You page. I was like, boop,
doing that.
follow. I
I
didn't know she was on
never.
there.
I
Uh-huh.
don't do TikTok that much. It's
Mm-hmm.
overwhelming. I do this. YouTube is
It is.
overwhelming. Instagram is over. I'm like, this is too
Mm-hmm.
much. This is too much.
I
I don't know how
agree.
you
It's
do
too
it.
much. It is. It's too much sometimes. I'm just like as far as posting or creating content, I don't consider myself as a content creator, but I just have fun and do me. If I say this is video worthy, I'll do it. I have ideas that I literally wrote down of TikTok videos I think I should do, and if I get to it, I get to it. I don't, I don't. There are days where I say I don't want to post today, and I won't. I'm not. I used to be guided by a schedule for myself, and I say, no, you're making this too much like work. Stop. This is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be fun. Do it as you feel. If I feel like I want to post, I post. If I don't want to post, I don't. If I want to do a funny video, I do it. And that's what I go by. There's so many rules with this. Oh, the algorithm, this, and that. I
Yes.
don't care about that. I'm not trying to figure it out. I never liked math. That's mathy to me. It's mathy. I don't want to do it.
I don't know nothing about that at all whatsoever. And I kind of don't care because if I cared, I probably would be on there a little bit more. But I really don't
Right.
because I'll post when I post, and if I don't, I don't. But with TikTok, I just can't get into it because to do a video, I have to literally set up and I have to do this and do that. I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And with graph ganning, if I was to do more stuff with graph ganning, it's a little bit more work to it to teach
Mm-hmm.
someone how to do a graph gan. It's too much. It's just too much. So I'm like, wait a minute, how you go so fast? Like, dang, she done flew all the way down here. I don't know how you do it. I don't even think I made it to 1,000 followers yet. I actually didn't make it to 1,000 followers, but like I said, I'm not on TikTok like that. And then on Instagram, my oldest told me to get on Instagram because I kept saying no, no.
Mm-hmm.
My oldest was
I'm
like,
trying
no,
to think. Who told me it was? I think was it Yolanda who told me to get on Instagram? Because I was on Facebook for a while. I had my Facebook, like I said, it was Lala Custom Crochet, and
yeah,
then as things started dwindling down, no activity, I deleted my pages, and then Lala's Custom Crochet. Did I archive it? I don't know what I did, but if you look it up, you can find it. You still can find it, but you can't get in it. Like I've tried to look it up, and then I just changed my business name, and I was chilling on Facebook. I was fine. I was chilling,
me
just
too.
hanging out on Facebook, and I believe Yolanda Jordan is the one who I'm almost positive was her who was like, "Girl, why you ain't on Instagram?" Like I was like, "Cause I don't want to. I don't want to do it. It sounds mathy. I don't want to do it." Sounds a little mathy. It sounds like a lot of math, adding and making sure. She's like, "Girl, shut up. Just get on Instagram." I don't know what she said, but she was just like, "Get on Instagram, stop playing." And then when I realized that you can post simultaneously, it was on. Okay, I could do this. What I don't like, I don't know if you updated, but if you try to do Facebook through your phone, like they have Business Suite, oh, it's so annoying. Have you tried that with your business page?
With my business page, I'm not on there a lot either.
They have something called Business Suite that Facebook has done now. And because Facebook bought Instagram,
Yeah.
they merged together. It's so annoying. Like it's very complicated. I need a tutorial. I need to go to YouTube University because I don't know. Changed it up. And whenever I'm trying to make a post on there, because I have not been really active on my Facebook business page because I don't
Yeah.
know how to do it. And if I want to go and I want to do something on my phone, I want to be able to do it on my phone and I can't
Right.
anymore. And it says you're in view mode. We a business
Now
owner.
I
I
know
don't
what
want to
you're
be a
talking
view
about.
mode. I
Yes.
want to post. I want to look at my old posts. I want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
And
it's a,
not only
mhm.
that, because they merged Instagram and Facebook together, you could get Instagram messages, your DMs to
Through
Facebook.
Facebook. It doesn't make any sense.
It
Like I don't.
confused me.
It confused me too because I'm like, didn't I answer this lady already?
Yes, yes, yes. Because I was
They
like,
need to
I
do
don't even
better.
know this person on. Like, why is this person messaging me on here? But come to find out, it was somebody on Instagram that I don't even know on Facebook. So I'm like, what? That yeah.
Girl. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. Yes,
I
all
think
of
they
that.
do too much. They try to make our lives
They
easier, but they
doing
do
too
much.
much.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I don't like the view. I'm like, like it's limited too when you go through their messenger thing. It's a little limited. So you still have to go to Instagram. You still have
Mm,
like nothing but a thing to press the button. Like you ain't saved me no time. Business
no,
suite.
just actually make it a little bit more harder because I could have just went straight there from the beginning. Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
get it. I'm so
Over
confused.
here, I don't have no dolls over here. I want to show you some of my dolls up close and personal. Well, you can't really see her. She's
Absolutely.
she don't want you to see all that. But
Oh goodness.
I can show you some stuff that needs to be shipped tomorrow. I
You
couldn't
have
wait for that.
Michelle? I want to see Michelle.
Yeah, I got one Michelle left. I have one Michelle left, and here she is in all her glory. So this one has to be shipped
Yeah.
tomorrow. This is my last Michelle in this outfit. I have some requests for other Michelles in different
Right.
outfits. So she just need her earrings. And
Okay. Hey Michelle. Hey Miss Obama.
How you doing, doll face? How you doing?
Hey.
Welcome, 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 welcome. May the Lord take a liking to you. Hello. No.
I love her. I love her.
Thank you. Yeah, she's over there. So I'm like I said, I gotta pack her up tomorrow. She's done. I just want to put some earrings on her and send her on her way. And she has a little mask too, but I don't have it with me right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. The inauguration, she had a
Mhm.
mask on. Yep.
She has a black mask. I made her. So we're gonna ship her with her mask on because we don't want her to catch the COVID in the mailbox.
That's an actual nice size. The size that you make the dolls, that's a nice size.
My dolls are actually bigger than this. She's small because she's part of a workshop. So I actually have a workshop going on right now. So you can create
Oh,
Michelle from head to toe. I tell them how to make Michelle just like this from head to toe. So this is a
nice.
workshop. My dolls are usually much bigger. I don't have my regular size dolls. This one right here is small. This is not my size either. The reason why this one is small is because they want it specifically for it to fit American Girl doll clothing.
Oh, okay.
And this is my fun side. This is my fun side where I get to have fun and do some cute stuff. So I
Oh,
did
so
this
you do
one.
other what is it? Aragumi. Aragumi?
Uh, amigurumi.
I'm Aragumi.
Amigurumi.
Amigurumi.
Listen, you messed me up for a second. I was like, hold up, how you say it?
I could never get it. I could never get it.
Just think Amigurumi. Amigurumi.
Amigurumi.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
got
so this
it.
is.
I got it. I like that. What's her name?
So this one doesn't have a name, but the one that I made before her, I named it Candy. And this
Cotton candy.
look at this red striped cotton candy. I think that's the name of this color. So the other one name is Candy, but I didn't give it a name because this is going to actually they're gonna raffle this. So
Mm,
yeah,
no,
I need to this
cute.
is going out tomorrow. I had it long enough, but I kept it because I haven't had an opportunity to take pictures. So I was like, just life happened. And I was just like, oh, I didn't get a chance to take pictures. I can't send it off because once it's gone, it's gone. That's
Yep.
it. It's a
Your customers do not take pictures.
good.
All
And
the
if they
time.
do, they're not good
They're not.
pictures.
Yes. Yes. I
I
made a
had
mistake
some
last
that
week
made some
doing
good
that.
ones. I'm sorry.
What did I was just saying I made a mistake last week sending off something because I was trying to rush to get it to her. And I said, don't
Mhm.
forget to take pictures. She said, yeah, I got you. It's 2 weeks now. No picture.
Why they do us like that?
Oh.
And every couple of months, I send out a blast to people who subscribe to my website. And I always say, hey, we would love for you to share some pictures with us with,
Oh,
your
that's
stuff.
so
And I may get one or two and the lighting is bad and I can't use it.
yeah, that
But
was
I
cool.
did get some really, really good ones from my little elf on the shelf. The mother, no, the father is a photographer. So I was like, yes, the pictures of him of the daughter with it. Oh my God, it's so cute. I was like, can I just mail you my stuff and you just take pictures of it? You mail it back to me. Like his photos were phenomenal. Every now and then you get like a good customer like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Do
makes
you
it.
have like the whole equipment? Like I think every crocheter have the equipment and have all of this stuff, and really it's like you just needed a camera. That's it.
Honey, I use my old S4 phone most of the time. My pictures are taken with that. The camera is phenomenal. Hands down. The camera is phenomenal. I have a ring light. Like I don't have like all that extra equipment. We live in a condo. Like we have limited space. So I just try to conserve my space and just do what I can. And I've learned my lesson with bad lighting. Like years ago, there's so many dolls that I've made, from 2010 up until now, and sometimes I can't reshare them because the photos are horrible. Like they're terrible photos. I tried to fix them and clean them up. Some of them are unrepairable. It's just like they're just terrible photos. The lighting was so bad, but they're such beautiful dolls.
Yeah.
What can we do? What can we do?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the best way to take a picture of my blanket. Like, I feel some type of way putting my blanket that I just finished for someone else on my bed. So, you have to go through the whole thing of putting down a clean sheet just so you could put the
Right.
down and then take a picture. And then I got this big thing, like it's a lot to take a picture of a blanket, but I'm
Hmm.
gonna figure it out one of these days.
I say, when in doubt, Google images and put blanket or put crochet or knitted blanket and
Yeah, I did.
oh, you did, because sometimes that's how I get ideas. Like I do have um a couple that got married and they asked me to create dolls in their image. And I said, when I do these pictures, I want them to look really nice, like this is really them. I searched wedding photos, and the poses I know are phenomenal. Like I
Yeah.
just let me feel this. He's kissing her on the forehead. I got to do that. So I literally had to set. You know how you set the timer? Like I told you, I used my phone. I set the timer, and I literally had my arms around the phone while it was in the tripod, and I held the husband's head to. Let me show you with my bottles. So
What?
this is the husband. I had the husband like this, and I did it like this in front of the camera. If you look on my Instagram page, you see it's the man is Jewish, and well, the wife is Jewish too, but they're Caucasian, and I held them like this, and it's such a beautiful picture. Like nobody would know I was holding them literally like this.
Get out of here.
Position them. I had her put her hand on his shoulder, like they were dancing. Like sky's the limit. I just
Aw.
always try to think of poses or different things with.
Yeah.
Sometimes
That's how
it
you
works.
make it interesting though. That's why your pictures and your videos you need more pictures of you. Cause I was like searching all over for a picture
You
and
know
I
what? Lately I've been doing
video.
videos. I know. Lately I've been doing videos. You're right.
Yeah, I'm
You're
like,
not the only one that said that. I'm not gonna lie. Someone else said that I actually raised money. So this not this particular doll, but one of my Michelle Obama dolls was raffled for a nonprofit organization called Our Children's Story. So she said she was looking for a photo for me. She was just like, I can't find a photo for you. I believe it was her. She was like, I can't find a photo for you. I was like, what you mean, girl? It should be a photo of me. And then I'm looking, I'm like, oh,
yeah.
wow. It's more coming. I have to do a little photo shoot of myself. I actually take a picture with all of my items. Try to do that all the time. Whenever I finish a doll, take a picture of myself with one or something like that. So I'm gonna do better.
Where they at? You take pictures
What?
of them, but where they at? I couldn't
Oh,
find
because
it.
it's. I know it's for my record. I know I need to post
Oh,
them, right?
I'm like,
I just
what?
always take a picture of each doll. I'm gonna do better. I tell you what, because you brought it up. If I have time tonight, I'm going to find like at least 5 pictures of myself with a doll, and I'm going to post it at one time, and I'm going to tag you in and say, "Girl, here's a picture." Because I do. I try to take a picture with each doll, even when I don't have like makeup on. It don't matter. I just want a photo with me with my creation, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot
So
of sense.
I always try to make sure I take a picture. After I finish a photo shoot, I freshen myself up and I take a picture. But sometimes I don't. I'll be looking just like this, regular, and
Regular
I take a
is
picture.
fine.
Regular
Regular
is fine,
is fine.
but sometimes I want to be extra. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. Did you
Mhm.
meet a lot of people on TikTok?
I do. People I've never met before. I've met, that crochet or paint. Um, just different type of artists, people who've never seen me before. And that's the thing about being on different social media platforms.
Mhm.
You never know who you meet. They didn't know you existed. You think you somebody, but people don't know this world is ginormous. There are people who don't know you exist. Just like when I'm talking to you, some people don't know I've been crocheting since I was 9. You don't know that. You don't
Yeah.
know I've been making dolls forever. Like people are like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe she just started. You know, you just never know how the conversation is going to play out. There are people who are like, oh, even so, someone has asked me, they're like, oh my gosh, your dolls are so cute. You took such and such class. I was like, no, I didn't, but I know her. But I know her.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, no, I started at this time. They're like, oh, I never seen you before. So then you start the conversation and then you meet all these people. So there are quite a few people actually I met through TikTok that are religiously they comment or like my stuff and I met them through there. But that's kind of why you do have to be on these different platforms. There's so many. I can't keep up.
Maybe.
And my
It's
husband was just telling me not too long ago, oh, you should join Hollinist. I said, boy, bye,
what is that?
Hollinist, HOLONIS. It's
Th-
just another social media platform, child. And then I'll listen, when I finally broke down to just log in, I said, oh shoot, I got an account with them before. I did it before. Because I'll do that. I'll make an account and then
and
escape.
it-
I was like, oh,
yeah.
one picture, this me.
That's what I
Oh,
did with
more like
TikTok
this.
at first.
This
Yeah.
me. And that's it. And then that's it.
Yeah, because I thought when I put your information in the description so you guys could follow her. I put your website up and everything. So I went
Thank
into
you.
your link tree and I'm putting your stuff in the descriptions and I see a OnlyFans. And I'm like, oh wow, she has an OnlyFans.
Oh, you know what? I forgot I have that. I might need to check it. I don't know, child. I don't know, child.
I
Ain't no
don't
ain't no fans over there. I would have got an email.
It's an OnlyFan. Only fan, maybe one.
I'm the only fan. I'm a fan of Miss Boo. I'm representing me hard. I'm a fan of me. I'm like, oh, there she is. There she is. And it's a mirror.
I thought OnlyFans were just for the perverts.
No. OMG. No. Perverts do use it. Because that's what a lot of the strippers did with the OnlyFans during the
Yes,
pandemic. They used
that's what
OnlyFans. But
somebody
no.
told me. That's why I was
OnlyFans,
like, oh.
it's like your VIP followers and they pay you monthly. And
Oh.
there are 3 different services I think I have for mine. Like if you're just a regular schmegula and you just want to make one donation, that's so that you can see exclusive content. And then I think the second, I'm guessing because I don't remember what my captions are. The second one is you get the exclusive content and you can see me go live on the OnlyFans. The third one is you get all of that. That's for somebody who does even I guess maybe the second tier is maybe $5 a month, and then the next tier is like $10 a month. That one you get like you're supposed to get like me. You see me do lives, exclusive posts or whatever, and then also you get a pattern every month. So you get like,
Okay.
so it's supposed to be some kind of rewards. Like, yeah, I'm a fan of her. I get this VIP stuff, but I ain't got no fans but me. So it's all good. I'm my biggest
I
fan.
just knew that it was for like strippers and stuff. That's why I was like,
They use it.
okay. I thought it was some type of place you go to when you want to look at naked people. I
You
didn't know
can.
that.
I
Well,
listen.
yeah.
I don't know if a lot of them got it, but I can't listen. They ain't coming over to me because I'm not naked crocheting. You know what I'm saying? But I could do a body roll and crochet. That's about it. That's all you're gonna get. Body roll. They're gonna be like, oh, look at her body rolling and crocheting. Work her ass.
You know what? Somebody will pay you to do that. I did a
Listen, ASMR.
yeah, somebody pay you to do that. When I was doing a live with Little John and we was talking about strange things you did, and she said that somebody paid her to make hats, but she had to do it on video. And I'm like, you had to do it naked? And she's like, no, just he just wanted a video of her making the hat. It wasn't a pattern or anything.
It was
Just
of her or her hands.
I believe it was her crocheting.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm hiring. I mean, I'll do that.
just
You know what I'm saying?
crocheting, nothing flirty and whatever. And she did it, and she said he paid her good money for it too, just to see.
Look, he like chocolate. Look.
Well, she chocolates.
But she like chocolate. I don't know if he like he you know, because there's different types of chocolate. You know what I'm saying? She is chocolate, but I'm just saying he like not everybody like dark chocolate.
No.
You know, it got a little bitter taste. It got a little bitter taste. It's sweet, but it's bitter.
You crazy. That was the hilarious thing ever. Like, I'm like, what?
That is interesting. You just never know. And I'm here for it. As long as it's clean and it's nothing, you know, I'm happily married. I got kids. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? My company name is the Christian Crochet Addict for a reason. You know, I just believe in, you know, if you got to do what you got to do, you do what you got to do. You know, you want to make your money. Times is hard. Times is hard. I had my vehicle, speaking of times is hard, I had my vehicle just now. My husband, like, last week, we had it at the mechanic. Somebody broke into it at the mechanic. And he got it on camera. But they broke into it, and guess what they stole?
What? A doll?
First of all, I'm in New York City, so I don't keep nothing of value in my vehicle. But apparently, I do keep something of value in there. I had a case of paper towel from Costco and a case of toilet paper. That's what he stole out of our van. You literally could see him. And he couldn't take the whole pack out the window because he went through the window. He ripped the pack open in the van while he was in the back of our minivan and was throwing the tissue out and the paper towel out, climbed through the window, picked up all the stuff and took it. And I guess he jumped in a car because we couldn't see on camera what vehicle he got in. But that was last week. So I was like, okay.
It's that hard out here. You guys still paper towel, toilet tissue?
For real.
It's that hard.
It's that hard. That's what they take me now.
That is valuable.
And that's what I said. I said, I don't leave anything. Like someone even said to me, because I did a TikTok about it, and someone was like, oh, you know, why would you leave something of value? Like, I said, do you not know this New York City? It don't matter. They breaking in there. They don't know if something's in there. They're breaking in your car in hopes to find something. He trashed the entire car. Everything in my minivan was nice and neat. He trashed everything. I had like one of those long plastic containers on the back seat of the minivan. Yeah. I have like extra school supplies in there. So like when my kids would go to school and they'd be like, because they did it all the time, they'd be about to get out the van to go into school. Mommy, after school, I need another black and white notebook. I'm like,
that's a good idea.
So I would take it out if they need crayons or whatever. It was always in there. They ain't touched that stuff. They trashed it. They dumped everything out.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, they took that toilet paper and paper towels on. Yep.
That is crazy. I can't believe somebody would go in the car and take
it. It's on camera, everything. I was just like, this dude really did this? Did he really?
Did you find him?
No. We did a police report, but it's very hard. You can't tell who it is. It's dark. It's dark. He broke the window.
Oh man.
Yeah, he broke the window. It's dark. We couldn't tell. We just see this man running around the van, breaking into it. We did a police report, whatever.
That is
You know,
so stupid. Really?
yeah. And we have a great mechanic because he was like, "Listen, it was on my property. I'm gonna fix it. Don't worry." So he fixed the window and stuff like that. But
That was
yeah, that was
nice.
crazy. Yeah, he's a good guy. We've been going to him for years. Actually, my husband's father, my father-in-law, God rest his soul, he used to go to him. So we've known him quite some time. But I couldn't believe it. Like even my husband, when he first went, he was like, "Listen, babe, I need you to come down here because you would know what was in here." I said, "He ain't take nothing." And I said, "I bet you he ain't find my $20 either because I always have emergency $20 in there." And of course, he didn't find it. Nobody's gonna find it. I tell you where to hide your money later when we off because
Okay.
we don't want the thieves to know where to hide it and where they can never find
Right. Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna trip you out when you realize you're gonna be like, "Girl." Because even the guy, the mechanic was like, "Oh, they probably found it." I was like, "Trust me." No, he was like, "Man, thieves, they look at every compartment." I was like, "He didn't find it. I know he didn't." And when I showed it to him, he was like, "Oh, I'm doing that. I'm doing that. That's a good idea." I was like, "Okay."
That's a great idea. I know a lot of my friends keep money in their car, but they just keep it in
Mhm.
regular areas. They don't keep it in a
You
hiding
don't do that?
spot.
Nah, I got a couple of, change, you throw in the little thing.
Yeah.
But bills, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Wow.
It's a
Because
way that
that's a
I
great
do it.
idea.
It's the way that I do it. They won't find it. They will never find it. Trust me, they will never find it. They're not even gonna think about it. Where it's at, and you're gonna be like, "Jane, girl."
Where you get that from? You just thought of it? Or somebody
Well,
told you?
I don't know if you know, I'm a retired police officer, so I had to think like a thief.
Oh. Oh, no,
I used
I
to work.
didn't know.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes, I was with the New York City Police Department, and listen, you learn, you
That's
learn.
hard. New York City police?
hmm hmm
You so cheery and upbeat. How would I can't imagine you being a police
Listen, believe it or not, there's some good ones. There's some good ones. And I think they'll get more cheery when they're off the job. But I'm gonna be. I mean, I was still myself. I was still myself, and I just didn't change that. I didn't want the job to change me. I was trying to change the job. That's the whole point of me becoming a police officer. I mean, there were times where you would have people standing in front of their building, and I know in their mind what they're thinking. Oh God, the police is coming. Why they here? So
Yeah.
instead of thinking it, I said it. I would be walking past, and I'm like, "Oh man," and draw attention to myself. I'm like, "What's wrong with that cop?" I'm like, "Man, the police always here, man. Ain't nobody calling 911. Yo, they better not mess with me. Yo, they better not mess with me." This would be me having a conversation with me. And they would be like, yo, Officer Rice, you crazy, man. You crazy. I'm like, just a little bit. You crazy. But I always, when I was in the community, I'm loud. I'm just who I am, just funny. I mean, if I had to get aggressive, I was. I met you at your level. You started up here. Guess what? I'm climbing up
Mhm.
there with you. You started down here. We down here. It's good. You
Mhm.
come up, I'm coming up there too with you, and sometimes I had to speak their language, but for the most part, I think I had a good career. There's some bad apples on both sides of the spectrum in the community, and
Mhm.
that I worked with, and you know, I
Yeah.
I served with integrity. I served, my city. I already served my country, and I wanted to serve my city, so I just did what I could. I was the self-designated chaplain because we didn't have a chaplain, but I designated myself as the chaplain.
Oh,
So
wow.
they was like, "Who made you chaplain?" I was like, "Me." And I didn't discriminate. I would walk into the cell area. Everybody would let this thing go. "Who gonna pray for the perps now?" I said, "Well, you could pick up the torch." They like, I don't know. When I was leaving, I don't know. But in the morning, I would have my purse and I would have my lunch bag and I would say good morning, everybody in the precinct. "Hey, what's up? Good morning." They'd be like, "What up, Royce?" And then I go in the back. "We got prisoners back here." They'd be like, "Yes" or "No." If they say yes, I'm like, I slide in there. They be in the cell. They be like, "Yo, what's wrong?" I be like, "What's up? I'm Officer Rice. How y'all doing? Did everybody eat? Did anybody eat? Y'all ate? Okay, good. Does anybody
Oh,
want some prayer?"
wow.
Does anybody want prayer today?
Wow. We need more
Someone
like
say no.
you.
Thank you.
More like
Someone say
you.
no. Someone say yes. And I would say, all
Yeah.
right, let me pray. Let me pray with you. And it was a good thing though. It was good.
It'd be a better place
Mhm.
if it was more like you. I have
Thank
a black
you.
son who's 21 years old, and he said he wanted to go into law enforcement. But then
Mhm.
after all of this stuff that was happening and the stuff that he was seeing, he was like kind of discouraged. And I'm like, don't let
Mhm.
that discourage you. If this is what you really want to do,
No.
then you need to do it and stick to your guns. You're a good guy. It'll work out. It'll be all right.
Mhm.
So now, he went to school for criminal justice. So he was thinking more so of what you call it, like DIFUS worker, child protective
Okay.
services or something like that.
Mhm.
But I think that's
Mhm. CFS.
a
Uh-huh.
different name everywhere. But yeah, he wanted to
I
do
think it's
something.
CFS now, Child and Family something. Yeah, but I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah, family and services, something like that. Yeah,
Mhm.
but yeah, he just want to help people, and so I just
Mhm.
told him whatever you want to do, just do it. Don't let nobody discourage you because we
Mhm.
need more people like him and
We
you. And
do. We do.
yes, because you never know, it might be just somebody out there who's just misinformed, not have the right
Mhm.
family around, and you need somebody who can just talk. Sometimes talk can
Mhm.
help,
It
and
does.
yeah.
Mhm.
Sometimes
Mhm.
it does. I mean, sometimes it may not, but
Mhm.
with my son, I love his school because when he first said he wanted to do criminal justice, and they said, "Well, what exactly do you want to do in this field?" And he was like, "I
Mhm.
don't know. I'm thinking of being an FBI agent," or, and then he started
Mhm.
going into CO. Like he just started thinking of all of that stuff, and they was
Mhm.
saying, "Well, you need sociology." We believe that a lot of the criminal justice people need to do sociology as well, so you
Mhm.
can learn people, learn their behavior, learn how they
Mhm.
are, and how you can, help. You're being trained for this. So I thought that was the best thing they did. So that was his minor. His
I
minor was
love that.
psychology.
I
I
love that. And believe it or not, I can't speak for all police departments, but believe it or not, the New York City Police Department actually you do take sociology in the academy. Like you earn 30 college credits. You earn a lot of college credits in the police academy because you are studying law, you're studying sociology. Believe it or not, what you do when you leave is your choice.
right.
You've been given all the tools, you've been given all the knowledge, and now you have the discretion to act accordingly. And a lot of times, obviously, you already have certain things embedded into somebody's mind or what their upbringing was. And you're bringing that along instead of absorbing what you learned in the academy and, kind of cultivating it into how you should operate on a day to day basis at work.
Hmm.
People still want to carry on whatever they may have learned prior, and that is what is damaging the police department now. I mean, I remember working with a guy who was from Long Island, and we went into an apartment, and when I say that apartment was trashed, I was ashamed of being in that apartment because they were a black person, and I felt like, wow, how do you
Wow.
live like this? I was thinking like that. There was so many roaches. The floor was filthy. There was bags of trash, and that's a sign of mental illness. The house was filthy. And every time we came there, the house was filthy. Like this, you can have a messy house. Like right now, my bedroom is messy. You know what I'm saying? I got like 3 water bottles on
No,
the
that
dresser for me. Their house was
that was
trash.
filthy.
When I say trash, I mean literally looked like they've been eating pizza every day and the piles of boxes was just piling up on the stove. The stove was nasty and greasy, like stuff splooged, like somebody threw up all over it. Like it was nasty. And he said to me when we were leaving, and I know he didn't mean to say it because I'm black. He said, wow, I gotta say, yo, I never knew black people lived like that. I said, oh, no, sir. I said, let's just pump the brakes on that right now. First of all, I said, that's a sign of mental illness because that's not normal. And all black people do not live like that. Okay. The ones I know are clean and neat. And my mom was seriously OCD. Okay. So don't think that about all
Yeah.
black people. And that is the perception. This is what they think. This is what they
Yeah.
believe. And again, you have these people who are, some of them who are fresh out of high school and they go directly into the academy after they did their little 2 years of college.
Yeah.
You're still young, you're still immature, you didn't experience jack, but you're a cop. And what happens when you call 911? It's not just, oh, somebody's calling because a crime was committed. They call 911 for everything. And now you have this young 20-something-year-old that's supposed to help you solve a major issue. You thought your issue was so major that you sat there and dialed 911, and they're supposed to help you. You've had all the tools and the training in the academy, but just because you passed the test, that doesn't mean that you have the capacity to execute the job. And that was my main issue with the police department. Like I said, I worked with that guy, and I literally, like I said, I really made that sound like, wait till we get in the car. I said, wait till we get in the car. Because, like I said, I'm boisterous. So I was like, when we get in the
Yeah.
car, we need to have a conversation, because you need to understand that we all don't live like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how I had a fireman who, when I first moved here, the same cousin who is paying my son's car payment is the same cousin who bought us beds when I first moved here, because I was homeless. So when I first moved here, she gave us beds. Like, this is almost a decade ago. She gave us beds. And when she gave us the beds, the guy who was bringing it was her friend, who was a fireman. And at the time, I had a Nino Brown building.
Okay.
And
Lot
the Nino Brown building
Yeah.
was like, you bringing him, because they didn't know they knew he had to be law enforcement because his look, they knew it had to be something going on. So they looking at me, and I'm new. I just came in here, and they looking at me and looking at him, and he was in here, and he didn't know my son heard him. My oldest son heard him. He said, this building is ratchet, all these scums out here. And he was basically talking about the building and talking about the guys. He was correct. But the fact that he said it and my son heard it, and I just felt so like horrible inside, like, dang, I live in this place, and I just felt so horrible. And then I didn't want my son to feel that type of way. So I had to, because at the time he was in high school, so I had to talk to him about it. But he felt some type of way too. Like, this is supposed to be a law enforcement, and because at the time we didn't know if he was a cop or whatever. But
Right.
yeah, that was a moment I had to like really sit him down and talk to him. Then I told my cousin. At first I wasn't going to tell her, but I told her, and she spoke to him. But I don't know what happened after that. But my cousin don't play those games. My cousin don't play those games. She was like, I don't know what's going on over there, but you need me to come over there. Like, she literally was going to get me up out of here, because she was like, I don't know why he said that, but I've known him for so many years. He must have said that because something was going on.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a way of saying things. I mean, listen, we all either know or lived in the hood, or know someone, or know of a friend or something. And a lot of times, listen, we got to do what we got to do until we can get to. We got to stay there. Once you lock your door, that you're in your domain. I get it. You got to weave your way through the elements to get to your haven. But we got to do what we got to do. I mean, I guess I was technically homeless at one point. I was living in my car. Like, technically, it wasn't for that long.
That wasn't a home. That's homeless.
That wasn't a home, exactly. And it wasn't for that long, but it was still, listen, I had to come up with ideas. I was like, how am I going to take a shower? I had to take a shower at work. I worked from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. and the people didn't leave till midnight. Like, I had to secure the building at midnight. I was doing security, and they have an emergency shower. Like, God forbid if somebody catch on fire, because it was a fiber optics place. So this is like the emergency shower. Like, God forbid somebody catch on fire in there, and I'm taking regular showers in there. I'm just in there taking regular showers in, because that's the only way I could bathe myself. And I was living in my car. And when I wanted to cool off during the day, because I was living in South Florida, it was hot, dead in the summer. I didn't want to waste gas. I went to the library. I went to the library and I would go in there and sit in the AC. I would get on them couches, pretend I was reading a book just so I can get rest, just so I can be cool. Because at night it was hot too. And if I tried to leave the window, then the mosquitoes would tear me up. So I had to run my AC, and I was just thinking of ideas. How can I keep cool and not draw attention to myself? And if I wasn't at the library, I was at a hospital. I was in a waiting area. I thought, okay, let me go to the baby ward unit, act like I'm waiting for somebody.
Wow.
And then let me go to, I did what I had to do. It was like for a good 2 weeks because I was in the process. I had got out of the military and I was in the process of purchasing a home, and I was waiting for the closing, and I was staying somewhere temporarily, but it became, I couldn't stay there anymore. Long story short, the person was a relative, and she had Alzheimer's really bad, and she was doing crazy stuff like setting the house on fire. And I was just like, yo, y'all better admit her. Like, she can't stay by herself. I was telling them that she can't live by herself. She was just doing really creepy stuff, and I was like, y'all need to help her. And she wasn't my first marriage, my late husband. It was his family, so it was kind of like I couldn't really do anything. I was like, you guys need to do this, but they kind of were laxy daisy with it. And I was like, I can't stay here because this is dangerous. Like, she's gonna set the house on fire. And I kept telling them, like, she's been starting little fires, and I didn't want to wake up in no smoke. And there was bars on my bedroom window. Like, I wasn't gonna be able to escape. So I said, no, I gotta go. I said, my closing is in 2 weeks. So like I said, I lived in my car. I lived in my car, and I
Wow.
did what I had to do. I took showers when I was off. I couldn't take a shower. Had my baby wipes, did what I had to do. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
So I definitely know what you mean.
I did this platform. This is why I did this platform. I did this platform for you, others, so that we could talk about it. When I was depressed, and I know people like, oh gosh, she's saying this again, but I say it because when I was depressed, crochet saved my life.
Yes.
And but what happened was, while I was depressed and I wasn't really doing too much anything with my life, I was
Mm-hmm.
literally looking at social media and seeing so many other people post beautiful pictures, and they're looking like they're making great money and that they are living the best life ever, when in reality they probably were just like me. So when I do this, I'm trying to help other business people or other crafty women or men who are trying to do something and think, I can't do this because I'm not in that space right now. When in
Right.
reality, listen to what you're saying. You're basically saying something that someone is probably watching right now who's going through what they're going through right now. And I was homeless twice. I was
Mm-hmm.
homeless. I had breast cancer. I had a horrible relationship for 13 years. I had went through so much in my
Mm-hmm.
little bit of life. I'm 40. I'll be 43 in, oh my God, I'll be 43 in like 2 weeks. And
When is your birthday?
March 11th. Is that 2 weeks?
Mine's March 29th.
Oh, you're an Aries though, but you're a
I'm an
March baby.
Aries. I'm a March baby,
Yes,
and my son is March 9th.
that's right by me. Oh, he's so
Mm-hmm.
special.
Yes, yes, that's my
Pisces are
baby.
the bomb. Pisces are the bomb.
Mhm,
I wonder why we get along.
mhm,
I get along with Aries and Cancers.
mhm. I don't really follow signs, so I don't know what works with our sign. But girl, I'm here for it. I know usually Geminis always got beef. And that's my baby daughter is my baby girl is a Gemini.
That's my baby son too.
So
He's a
I'm
Gemini.
like,
Wait,
he
when's her birthday?
her birthday is May 27th.
Okay, his birthday is June 8th. So it's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, he's a Gemini.
I
Oh.
never like when I do find out somebody's sign, I'm like, oh, they're a Gemini, huh? Like I just noticed that. I'm not saying that with every Gemini, but I also be praying about me and my daughter. I'm like, I love my baby. Please don't let us have beef, God. That's the only thing I know about signs. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I never met anybody where I had a problem and they was like, I was like, what's your sign? I'm a Sagittarius. Like I never had, you know what I'm saying? It just always was a Gemini, and I'm just like,
I'm always into signs. I don't know why.
mhm.
I'm just a zodiac girl. But when it comes down to, I've never in my life dated a Cancer. But
Mm-hmm.
I dated a Cancer now, so my
Mm-hmm.
security, I call him my security. My security is
When
a
is his birthday?
his birthday is July 12th.
Okay, July 12th. What is Dimitri? Is my other brother? No, he's in June. I thought he was a kid. No, he's a Leo. He's a Leo. Never mind. I was trying to think what he is because like I said, I don't really know science, but no, he's a Leo because I've heard him say he's a Leo. He's a Leo.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
I never dated a Cancer before, but I
Hmm.
realize Cancers are so emotional, but they're good. Like
Really?
they take care of the household. Like they're good earthly men. And I'm a water sign. He's a water sign, and oh my god, two water signs are emotional. But I balance him, and
Hmm.
I think he balanced me because
I
I'm
love
that
that.
chick that's like very independent. Like he's never lived with a female before, so he's like he met somebody who's like I'm gonna get it done regardless. But see, that was the issue with my last relationship. He took advantage of the fact that I'm gonna get it done regardless.
Yeah, he was like, let me put my head, let me.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I'm
She
asleep. I'm
got
gonna
it. She
yeah.
got it.
Yeah. That's basically what happened. But it's okay. It's okay because he got pushed onto the side and security came and took over.
I love it. I love
Yeah.
it. The growth, and it's cliche, but people say, "Oh, you see how I am now, but you don't know what it took for me to get here." There are so many mountains that I had to climb.
Yeah.
It ain't enough time tonight for me to talk about it, but there's so many mountains just from surviving from sexual abuse and from physical abuse and just growing up, going into the military, going through the things I went through in the military, leaving the military, going to the police department, going through what I went through there. Um, I was reminded a lot while on the police department that I am a black woman in a blue uniform. Like, you're not one of us. You work with us, but we want to remind you that you're black. And I didn't need that reminder. I knew I was black, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot
And
of
just going through those different things. And I've already said my first husband, he had passed away. So I did battle depression as well. And I came back. That's how I came back to New York because I was living in Florida. And just my mom was down there and two of my brothers because they came there after I moved there and I wanted to start my family. And then after he died, I was just like, okay, what we going to do when we grow up? I came
yeah.
back here to New York and I would say my life started all over again. It really began, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
When what you thought was happiness back then, you realize, nah, I wasn't happy. What you thought was love back there, no, that wasn't love. What you thought was joy back then, no, that wasn't joy. You were just pretty much going with the flow. That's
Yes.
what I told myself. No, you were just going with the flow, and your expectations were very low. You had low self-esteem. You didn't love yourself. You thought you were
Mhm.
cute. You thought you were
Mhm.
cute, but you wasn't. So, there were a lot of things I had to learn and, avenues I had to go through to get to where I'm at now. And I'm still growing. I'm
Yeah.
still growing. I'm still, I thank God, even something as my two miracles. They told me I wasn't going to be able to have children, and I got two babies. What you mean? You know, it's
Yep.
just all about, like, I mean, we want to believe in doctors because they do know what they're talking about, but God has the final say.
The final say.
And look at here. There were times I thought he forgot about me. I was like, oh, you forgot, what did I do to deserve this? And sometimes it's not about what we're going through at the moment, it's what we pass on to the next person. Because somebody else that's underneath us won't be able to handle what we handle, that weight. And we need to tell them what we did to get through it. And we need to tell them that they can get through it.
Mhm.
It's possible. There's so many possibilities, and there's so many things that can happen in a short period of time. And I always remind people that everything is temporary. No matter what you're
At the
going through,
time,
you
you
got
don't
to
think
remember
that.
that. At the end of the day, it's temporary. I'm in
Yeah.
this place temporary. You can see up here. You can look up here at my ceiling. We have a leaky ceiling since Hurricane Sandy. We've been going through it with these people in this place. But
Sandy, that was years ago.
yes, ma'am, it was. They gutted our whole ceiling, and guess what? We still getting a leak. We still getting a leak. This came from the snowstorm that we had the other day. Like, they fixed it. They come here, they scrape it, they fix it, and then paint it, and then we go through it again. But this is temporary. I know God wants me to appreciate this space that I have right now because it's greater. And
I'm
it's
so
everything you
glad you
do.
said that. I'm so glad you
Uh-huh.
said that. I'm so
Yes.
glad you said that because I
Uh-huh.
literally just in September was supposed to move out of here. I've been here for like 7, almost 8 years now. And September I was supposed to move to South Jersey. And I
Mm-hmm.
was supposed to be closer to my sisters and my mom because they all down that way and I'm here by myself. The pandemic
Mm-hmm.
made me realize I need to be closer to family because I was up
Mm-hmm.
here by myself. Me and my boys, we were sick. We had COVID and we could not go nowhere to get food.
Mm-hmm.
When that stimulus came, that was because we had to eat. So that money that I got for stimulus, I used that to feed us every single day. And people like, oh, you didn't get your stimulus, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. No, we had to eat because I couldn't go outside. I couldn't cook because I couldn't stand up, couldn't breathe. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
literally just like upset, a little bit upset, but like I said, my
Mm-hmm.
life changed. So I appreciate everything that I go through. Even though in September, I was even telling everybody on Facebook, like I'm about to move, I got boxes and everything. And I'm like, I'm just so excited about moving. I'm so excited about moving to South Jersey. And then the next thing you know, it didn't happen. I couldn't move. It was a crazy thing. But I'm grateful that I didn't move. It was a reason why I couldn't move. And I'm excited now because I'm able to look for a house and get a house now. So I'm excited about it. And drink some water.
That is so awesome. That is so awesome.
So I'm gonna keep on going though and keep on looking for it. I also believe it was a reason why because of my son in school. I believe things happening for a reason. So I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm gonna just keep on
Mm-hmm.
going and doing what I had to do.
Absolutely. Everything. We don't know what it is, why it happens, but everything does happen for a reason. I used to hate when people said that. And I'm like, well, why does the I was over here like Cardi B, what is the reason? I want to know what is the reason. Like, what is the reason? And sometimes you don't know right away. But when you have that aha moment, it's very refreshing and it's a blessing. It's almost like a kiss from God. It's like, oh, that's why I get it now. And
Yeah,
that's why I try to, anytime it's a rocky situation, I try to remain calm because I'm like, you know what? God did it before. He'll do it again. He did it
absolutely,
before. Why not? I ain't gonna die.
absolutely.
I'm gonna survive. I agree with you with the stimulus check, baby. I was going to Amazon to get me some food. I had them delivering the food. We never got sick. But my husband, he's a first responder, and you know what I'm saying? He works in a hospital, so we were always afraid that he would get sick and bring it home. But I didn't go anywhere, especially because my daughter, she catches everything and she's always got some kind of
Mhm.
illness. And then she has also is allergic to everything. So I said, you know what, to be on the safe side, like when the pandemic first hit, I did the same thing. I was like, okay, now we got to figure out something. They're home. I felt like they wanted to keep the school going, but there was
Mhm.
really nothing in place. And it was a lot of stress on me. I'm homeschooling 2 kids. If I wanted to homeschool, I would have had them in homeschooling. Like it was just so overwhelming for me. I'm trying to learn the system and teach them at the same time that I had to fall back with my business. And that really affected me
Mhm.
financially. What I do full time. Nobody wanted dolls during no pandemic. Don't
Yeah,
nobody want to crochet during pandemic. And then you
yeah.
have all these grants. I'm applying to all these grants, small business grants. Denied, denied, denied,
Denied. Yeah.
denied, denied. I'm like, you know what? I can't with y'all. Y'all don't think what I'm doing over here is real. But you know what? They're gonna remember your face. They're gonna remember my face. They're gonna remember this company. And you gonna want me when I'm busy.
Mhm.
You gonna want me when I'm booked. But
Yep.
they did, and I'm gonna remember. I'm never gonna forget this, and I'm gonna always say this. I was denied so many grants. They had them all on Facebook. They had them with my bank. They had it with Chase Bank. I'm a member of Chase. I've been a member of Chase for years. I tried to apply here, there. I was up all night Googling grants and stuff like that for the
Yeah.
pandemic. I got one. And then I'm going to tell you because I said everything's temporary, and I'm going to tell you how God shows up. In, I believe it was February. Nope, it was March. I think it was around my birthday. I get an email And you probably get these emails from people talking about, oh, contact us. We want you to do or be on this show or something like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
you get these generic emails. So I was like, ignore. I ignored it. Then I get the same type of verbiage in my inbox on Instagram. No, Facebook. So I was like, maybe this might be worth me checking out. I kid you not. Because I couldn't talk about it then. I could talk about it now. They said, listen, we are doing a commercial and we want you in the commercial. And I'm like, okay, I believe it when I see it. I don't get too excited. I'm like, okay. So they was just like, so this is what's gonna happen. We need you to fill out these disclosures. I'm reading it. They tell me what they need me to do. They said they're gonna send me this equipment overnighted, honey, baby. The stuff came from California, got to my house the next night, and this is during the pandemic. During the
What?
pandemic, I got it the next DHL delivered this big suitcase. This suitcase had a ring light in it, a laptop, a camera, an iPhone, all of the plugs. And
What?
they said, what you do is open up the computer and log into your Wi-Fi, and then we'll tell you what to do. So literally, they showed me how to set up a boom mic. Like this was a legit commercial, but because of the pandemic, the crew never came to my house. I was the crew. They was like, we're gonna tell you what, put this plug in this, put this plug in that, and now we want to set up. So then I had the camera. They was like, oh well, let's look at your house. Where do you feel comfortable? For us. So then they was like, okay. So then they went back and forth with the bedroom and the dining room area where they wanted to film. They wind up agreeing with the bedroom was the best option. And we shot a commercial. I actually shot a commercial for Facebook, and it was called "We're Together." So it's a song. So I actually sing a little bit, and it was phenomenal. I never saw it, and I've been contacting them like, "Can I get a copy of it?" But I've never saw the commercial. But that doesn't matter. Well, it does matter to me. But
It does,
this
yeah.
is during the time everybody was getting their little food stamp card, for the kids that went to school.
Yeah.
I did not get one at all for the kids. I'm like, where's my card? Because we're hungry. I can eat bean soup because I like soup.
Yeah.
But try to tell a
It,
10-year-old and an
yeah.
8-year-old that that's what they're gonna be eating every day. It really got that bad that we was just like, okay,
Yeah.
what we gonna do? What we gonna do? That money, they paid me $3,000. Do you hear me? For that commercial.
Get out
Three
of here for a snippet
thousand
of you just singing.
three, and I'm not singing that long. The song is, if I could remember, they're like, we're in this together. And so it's just people who are doing stuff live on Facebook. So one guy was like, we're teaching you how to play guitar, da 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 da. And then I was like, we're listening to children's stories because I actually had a page on Facebook called Book Party with Auntie Lala. And I read children's stories every Friday.
Mm.
So that's how they found me. I read my children's stories every single Friday. And yeah, they actually paid me.
Wow.
It came
Did you
right
have
on
to get the
time.
stuff back?
Say that
You had
again.
to get the stuff back? The laptop and everything? They had
Yes,
to give it
that
back?
you have to send that. So after everything is done, because they give you these wipes to wipe everything down, you got to put gloves on. Like it came with everything. You put rubber gloves on. You had to wipe everything down, put it back in a suitcase, print out the label, and DHL came to your door and picked it up. And that's exactly how it went. And then you get a
Wow.
confirmation email. Hey, we received that you gave us back our stuff. You good? Like it wasn't worded like that, but it pretty much was saying, because that was the thing. It's like, we'll send you an email when we know it's out your house, because that's their stuff. They ain't sending no
Yeah.
check until they get their
Until
stuff
they get their stuff
back.
back. Right.
Yeah. So I wish I would have saw the finished product. Like I said, I did try to reach out to them, and I'm like, hey, I want to see how it looks, how did it turn out.
Yeah.
And I've never seen the commercial. I don't know if it ever aired, but it was right on time. And God knew. That was God. For them to contact me out of nowhere, and then they said how much they was gonna pay me. Oh, all we can pay you is. I was like, all you could pay me.
Yeah. Hello. Yes.
Could you wire it? I don't need to wait for a check.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It
Mhm.
was hard during the pandemic,
Mhm.
but it wasn't as hard as I thought it would be even though we were sick, we were actually comfortable. We were good. I even tried to cook for Easter. I tried to cook. Oh
Mhm.
my God. funny, but not funny. Like my son and I
Mhm.
both were still sick because we got the call that day that we were positive. So that
Mm.
day, as I'm cooking, he got the call first, and then I got the call, and we literally talking about it, and he's telling his girlfriend like, you know, you got to
I
get the
got it.
now. Yeah,
He got
like
me.
yeah, got me. And so he's telling his girlfriend, his mom, her mother and father are like, no, that's Grant Street stuff, because that's where I live on Grant Street. So that we was joking around, like, no, that's you. Grant Street gave y'all that. But I was trying to cook. I was trying to stand up. I couldn't stand up. I had to sit down and cook. It
Oh,
was crazy. But because I'm a mom and my kid said,
you
I
wanted
want
to make it happen.
dinner, I made it happen. Couldn't
We
eat.
do that.
I couldn't taste the food. I couldn't eat
Mhm.
the food. But
Aw.
it was like maybe the week after I started smelling yams. And
Mhm.
by that time it was gone. But for some apparent
Mhm.
reason, I'm smelling yams. And I'm like, why do I keep smelling yams?
The
Because
sister
I
smell
couldn't
was
smell
coming back.
anything before that. It
It was
started
coming
coming
back.
back.
Oh, thank God. Yeah,
Yeah, so
that's
then my
awesome.
taste and smell came back. And my little one, he didn't even know the whole entire time that we had it because I
Mhm.
didn't want him to get scared. So
Yeah.
my oldest and I, we would talk privately, but that
Mhm.
little boy is not dumb. He is smart
Mhm. How
because
old is he?
like he's 11.
Yeah.
So he was
Mhm.
like,
Can't sleep on them. Mm-mm.
yeah, like
They
you have
different.
smell. He said, I heard
Mhm.
you say you didn't have no smell. And on TikTok, they say when you don't have no smell, that could be COVID.
I'm gonna need TikTok to stop snitching.
TikTok told him about what he say? Not stimulus. He said the stimulus.
He said,
Yeah.
"Son."
He was like, do you have my $500? That's exactly how he talked. Do you have my
Ooh,
$500? And I'm like, what
what?
$500? My stimulus. Isn't that the
What?
money you're supposed to give me? Kids supposed to get $500.
No, ma'am. No, sir. No, ma'am. No, sir.
Yeah,
That's
you're
my
watching the
money.
$500. You're eating the $500. You got like, yeah. He really thought he was
Mhm.
supposed to get that $500. His
You know what?
stimulus.
They better stop letting this internet fool them. That
Yeah.
ain't a mommy account, okay? I'm sorry, you got an account? That came in, you got a debit card? Okay. But
He actually do, but he
I was
just
gonna say they do got cards now because my kids got the cards, but still, did it go to your account? Oh, it
exactly.
didn't? It went
No,
to mommy
that's
account. Mhm.
no. But yeah, that's how that went. But I'm so grateful for everything now because in the beginning when that was the Nino Brown house, it's nowhere near that now. Like the block. 'Cause if I ever say I'm on Grant Street, people be like, "You live on Grant Street? Oh my god!" But
Mhm.
in the beginning, it was like that. Now it's like they did a whole new sweep. The whole block is different now. It's
Oh,
nowhere
wow.
near like how it was when I first got here. When I first got here, it was so ghetto. But now, new people, new neighbors, it's like they got rid of these people. I honestly believe they did it on purpose. I don't care what nobody says.
Oh,
I believe it was done on purpose. There's now a whole wait. Shut- she she did the Shay. She kicked herself out like Shay. She kicked herself out. Well, we almost got to wrap it up anyway, though. She kicked herself out. Or was I talking too much? I don't know. Maybe I'm talking too much. Oh man, that was funny. But anyway, that was
uh,
funny. I was like,
I'm
she done
sorry.
kicked herself out.
No, no, no. I accidentally, I was trying to send you a message. Did you see it?
Uh huh.
Okay. But
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to X me out. I was like, oh, wait. Hold on. I
Oh
apologize.
yeah, but we gotta go. Oh, we gotta wrap it up.
Yeah.
And I thank you so much for coming on and sharing your stories. Thank you so much, girl.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm glad that we got to hang out and connect a little more. I feel like I know you even more too.
Yes, right? I'm so happy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. We're going to connect some more and we'll talk some more later. But you go ahead. You have a good night. Your kids a good night. And
Thank you.
I'll have a good one. I'll have a good talk with you later.
That's right. I have a good one. All right.
All
Bye bye.
right. Bye-bye. Bye everybody. I will see you later. I'm about to go. If you are in the Tunisian class, if you need extra help for the Tunisian class, talk to me. Let me know. I will do the tutorial for you for tomorrow, tutorial Tuesday. And yeah, if you're having any problems with the first 10 rows, let me know and I'll hook you up. We need another meeting with her. Oh, yeah, she cool, right? She cool. She had me all hyper because usually I'm like, la 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 la. But yeah, like, yeah, I was hyper today, so I'm excited. All right, see you later, sunshines. I'm gonna take it down. I gotta find my cat again. I think she gone again. I gotta find her, but bye.